USA. Well, he just caught a flight from, I believe, North Carolina all the way to Maui in Hawaii and just landed and managed to just, managed to reach home and get logged in. So before I introduce our special guest for today, I would like to give our new viewers a bit of insight of what NLG is all about so that you can appreciate what we have to say in the next few minutes. My name is James, and I have been introduced to NLG not too long ago. And initially, like most people, I like to, understand the things that I am going to embark into on my journey. And I like to be factual and scientific in everything that I get into so that it will give me a better understanding. So a lot of us, I guess, when we talk about something that we do not understand or comprehend, I guess there's always this doubt in us. And that's why today, for all of you viewers out there, especially those who are new, I would urge you to maybe keep an open mind so that you will be able to absorb of the things to be shared in a short while. So NLG is about healing, and to help us in healing, there are two things that we practice at NLG. First is we help you to understand yourself and also to love yourself. So there are 5 types of love, and the first one that we focus on is love yourself. And to love yourself, although it sounds so easy, but it is a journey, believe you me. A lot of us, if we dig deep inside us, there has been a lot of emotional hurt, even sadness and anger, and so many things that goes the opposite side of love. And we have to heal all this, all right? So maybe we have done something in the past that we regretted, and it has been inside of us, right? And that's why this is like building the layers and layers of. So by focusing on the first form of love, we will teach you how to release, all the negative emotions inside of you, and then embrace the love yourself in a true sense. So love yourself is the first thing that we work on. And secondly, we work on love your family. I mean, if you cannot love yourself, how to love your family, right? So it's just a progression. And to love your family, I guess, in most families right now, there's a lot of, I would say, unhappiness, unfortunately. So we have to focus into what are the causes of this unhappiness. And sometimes just a simple word of I'm sorry, it may seem so hard, but if you do it, I can guarantee you, your heart will feel a big sigh of relief just by releasing, the energy coming out from your heart. And this is the negative energy that you want to get rid of. So scientists have said, that if you love, if you cuddle, then the science is the oxytocin will be released from your brain, and that helps your body. All right. So I won't go into that in too much detail, but that's the second form of love. Love your family and communicate. And we have a lot of people that sometimes they want to say sorry for some of the things that they have done, but because of pride, because of ego, because of certain things in their life, they kept it within them, and then their parents or grandparents pass away, and they had no chance to say sorry, right? So this is something that we go very deep into, and we teach you how to basically be at peace with your family and embrace love. So the third type of love is we focus on how to release the love to your country, your nation, right? And then once you have achieved that and attained that, then you go on to the next level, which is love all mankind. And love all mankind is regardless of race or color or wherever you are from. We embrace that, and that's why most of us are volunteers here, and we are sharing with you. We are not being paid in any way. We're just sharing this love on mankind, so that if you're open enough, then you will also receive the healing with NLG practice. Okay. And the last one is love all living things. And that means don't chop off the trees, love the environment, love the animals, and so on. So these are the 5 types of love that NLG practices and help you rediscover. It's already in you. It's just, you know, maybe some tuning and tweaking, and hopefully you will get it, and then you will start to practice it, and then you will see the transformation. And the transformation is quite amazing, you know. Many things have been said about our heart and our brain, but one thing we need to know is that there is an electromagnetic field in our heart. All right. There's still a lot of things that scientists do not understand, but one thing for sure, and it is confirmed, is that there is this electromagnetic field in our heart. And when we practice love, love is an emotion. Emotion is our heart. All right. Whether it's a positive emotion or negative emotion, is our heart. And when you embrace love and positive emotion, and your heart knows it, right? Guess what? It releases this electromagnetic field, and it somehow connects to your brain, because your brain also emits electromagnetic field. And that's why I'm coming on to the second part of NLG practice, which is we will get the energy from the universe and enter into our brain through our forehead. And this forehead part is where a lot have been said also about it. It's like some people call it the third eye, and scientists don't really know about the pineal gland, and you know, but somehow when it goes through here, it enters your brain and enters the rest of your body. Guess what? This electromagnetic field and a different frequency in our brain starts to fire up. All right, and that's how it connects with our heart and the whole body, and that's why we experience the healing. Okay, so a lot of things, like I said, it's very hard to understand, and a lot of us who have never journeyed into it will probably never understand. So maybe for the first time, if you keep your hearts and minds open, maybe you will embark in this NLG journey, and it will help you. Because when the energy goes into us, it will help to stimulate our body's stem cells. And as we know already, in stem cells, it is an amazing thing that can really heal and replace damaged cells, and it will really help us to become healthier. That's why at NLG, from the US, we have branched out into Vietnam, and in our Vietnamese live stream, each time we are experiencing something like 15,000 viewers, and we run 2 live streams a day. And it's quite amazing. We have thousands and thousands of health testimonials in Vietnamese, right? But this amazing healing of NLG should not be just limited to the Vietnam people, right? And that's why we have started this English live stream just last week. And we are still new, but we would like to share this wonderful formula. All right, I wouldn't call it practice, I call it formula, because we teach you the right formula so that you can practice it and get the benefit for yourself. All right, so we want to spread this to the different parts of the world, and that's why we have started the English live stream. So you are one of our first pioneer batch of viewers. And also we had our class 1 in the last 2 weeks, and now today we are going to have another class 1. So at the end of this live stream, if you feel that there's something that may have touched you or connect with you and you would like to know more, I welcome you to enroll for our class 1, and yours truly will be your humble instructor. And I will try to keep it as logical, as practical, and straight to the point as a teacher, and so that you will fully understand, comprehend, and you can take it away and research on your own further if you want to, and you will be able to practice and experience self-healing. Okay, the class will be for 2 days, but it's only 1.5 hours each session. and you need to register so that you can get our Zoom link to enter the meeting room. And it is today, and it will be at, let me see, I'm in Malaysia right now, so I cannot think, the time for the class. I think it's 8:30, 8:30 p.m. That is Vietnam time, so it's GMT +7. So this is the last call, this is the last call. If you want to come for our Zoom class 1 session for free, it'll be today and tomorrow. And then next week, because you have completed class 1, you can then register for class 2, which is free as well. And in class 2, we will teach you to the next level. And also we will teach you how to forward your energy and help others in their healing. So it's amazing, right? And it's all for free. And we don't force anybody. You can come and go as you want. You can leave, you can shut off. It's up to you. And there's no side effect, or this is not a religion, all right? We don't touch politics, we don't touch religion, and we are just helping people to understand themselves better and to help them to connect, right? We always have it in us. It's just that we lost it, and we never knew how to reconnect with the Creator, and that's why we are now teaching you how to do that. Okay, so without much further ado, I would like to invite our wonderful guest, and from North Carolina through all the way to Hawaii. And he's lived in Hawaii, I believe, in the past for the last 12 years, but he has recently moved to North Carolina. And his name is Blake Goode, and he's going to share with us his journey with NLG. He has also had a lot of expertise in fine arts, and over the last many years, he has practiced and energy healing. So let's welcome Blake all the way from Maui, Hawaii. All right, Blake, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome everybody.
Yeah, it hopefully not too tiring for you to fly into Hawaii, and straight away, we get you onto our live stream. So perhaps you would like to elaborate what you do in fine arts and how it is in a way linked to energy. Yeah, I know it's
energy wise. So I have been, I guess I've always thought of myself as an artist from the time I was 6 years old, and just all the way up. I was always the most artistic person in my class, and was always kind of leading the art thing. And as I got more into that, and it led to my own inner, stimulating my inner life, because with art, you're visualizing. And so this kind of comes back to what you were talking about with the third eye. Creative people and artists have very developed abilities of visualization. And so and actually everybody does this. You can't say, like, if I say rose, everybody immediately, whether they realize it or not, they have an understanding. They know what a rose is, and they kind of saw a flash in there, whether they say, oh, I don't see things and I can't visualize. But visualizing is all kind of just how this energy work all happens. It's energy follows thought. And as an artist, I became, I developed those skills most of my life doing lots of inner visualization. And then as I got towards college, I became more conscious of the inner meditation levels, and began working with meditation and understood that that as you work with visualization and creation, that one of the best applications of it was healing. So I even though, like, as I maybe have shared with you at another time, that I've always been kind of a counselor and a healer within the groups that I would function, I became very conscious at the time when I was finally in art school or finishing with art school, that kind of the whole meaning of life was bringing light and love into yourself. And so you got the 5 forms of love. That was a part of my realization at that time. Actually, I literally came up with something that was exactly like what you talked about, where I went through self-love and all. And I had this experience with the 5 forms of love when I was about 21 and just finishing with art school. And then I felt alone at that point in the world, in terms of being connected with other healers and things. I didn't have a network like that. And then at that point, I had that realization that was the meaning of life, was to develop that light and love within myself and to share it with others. and it was about healing. And as soon as I did that, and I did my own little formal ceremony, and I dedicated myself. I said, well, if that's what it is, then I want to dedicate myself to it. And I dedicated myself to the light and to the love, and to having that, living with that intention. As soon as I did that, the door just went wide open, and I found all the groups in the world that were doing that sort of work, and I became involved with them. And I became a Reiki master at that point, which was the first modality that I learned, and kind of went from there.
Okay, well, it has been quite a journey in terms of energy healing, understanding, and as human beings, we always try to make sense of things, right? We want to sort of like keep it together. And when you start going into the realm of energy, that's another level, right? So a lot of people, if they don't open up themselves, then it will be very hard to connect with the energy, because it's like their subconscious is fighting it. So you have to embrace it and be open. And that's why you have brought it upon yourself. You just mentioned a short while ago, right, that you dedicate, and that is your intention. And that's why it has sort of connected with you. And you have also helped a lot of people along the way to understand this so-called realm of, something that they don't understand. They consulted you for it, and you were able to share and enlighten them. Now, the next thing is, of course, you have practiced the energy, even you mentioned Reiki. And how did you then get into, who introduced you to NLG? I mean, how did you get involved?
Well, NLG has been very recent. Relatively, like maybe the last 9 months. I've been working intensely with NLG since I was introduced to it by Linda.
Okay, Linda Davis, yeah.
Linda Davis, yes, Linda Davis. My wife had come across a video that Linda had put up onto, I believe it was the ORI website. That's Ozarks Research Institute. And she had put something up there, and she found the video, and I guess I don't know if there was, she talked about the NLG, and my wife is extremely intuitive. And so she tuned in, and because she had some issues with her skin, this rash thing that had been ongoing for a long time, and she got the thing that this would help it. So she talked to Linda, and I hear my wife, she's all excited about this thing. She's like, I talked to this woman, and she's going to do these sessions with me over a couple of days. And she says, they're just like 2.5-minute sessions or 3-minute sessions. And I'm like, that sounds interesting. Because to me, I like the idea of that compact energy work session. I've always had thoughts about developing micro techniques, because everybody thinks the world moves so fast. You need to be able to do things where you can charge yourself even in 1 minute or even less. Or, but the 2-minute, 3-minute, who doesn't have time for a 2.5-minute, 3-minute, 5-minute session?
Absolutely.
Obviously, everybody does. And that's probably one of the most amazing things about NLG, is the way that it has, the system itself is so simple, and it connects you so quickly, and it's just so accessible. And you can't help but do it. I mean, with just a couple of minutes. I mean, even if you didn't have, but just, it's not like the NLG mind. It's like, well, if you just did it for a minute, I mean, that's amazing anyway.
Yeah.
So
you don't have an excuse, really.
Really.
There are other forms of meditation. I'm not saying that NLG is a form of meditation, but there are other forms of practices where they require you to sit for 1 hour or so. I mean, that's perhaps not practical to a lot of people. We live in a world that we want everything instantly, right? That's why we have the instant coffee and the instant this and the instant that. So I guess energy works out pretty well, because it's only 5 minutes and 30 seconds each day. And we really get the optimized energy that helps in so many things in our lives. That I cover in class 1.
As far as I can, it seems to help in everything.
Yes, I know.
I don't think that there's anything that it doesn't touch. So I see it as something much bigger than just a healing modality, because if you had to place it next to like Reiki and then this system and that system, like these are all systems, but NLG is something that's so much simpler and so much more pure. And you're connecting to the creator energy. Yes. And when you bring it into the third eye, now this is the thing about the third eye, my take on it is that I was just flying. There we go.
You just arrived. Yeah.
So is that people think of the third eye as seeing, right? But that's not really its that's not really its function, not the main function of the third eye. The third eye is for creation. So this is like a movie projector. When you tune in to that, say you bring that creator energy in, it comes down because through your intention, hits the third eye, and it manifests, it projects into this creation in the world. That's its higher function. Yeah. A lot of people think it's like, I don't see anything and whatever it is. It's about having that intention. You give it to the divine, you give it to the creator, and then boom, it manifests. That's what I've found some amazing things with the NLG happening that I wasn't expecting at first. Yeah, because amazing things have happened since I started working with it.
Yeah, how I rationalize it is that we have different frequency waves in our brain, right? That releases different frequency, and scientists have already confirmed about, for example, delta wave, when we are in deep sleep, theta when we are meditating, then we have alpha, and then we have beta, which is like higher beta is not good because of anxiety, fear, and everything else. But the amazing part, I guess, is the gamma. And that's where I believe when you practice NLG, and I would like to explain why, because when you reach gamma, that's where you go into the realm of unknown, because you have reached a higher frequency, and suddenly all your senses become more sensitive, and you're able to pick up things that you never would have if you don't have gamma rays in your brain. So by as I said earlier about the love, when you have the love and this electromagnetic field and the energy that you get through your pineal, this part here, it enters, it goes down, it fires back up. I agree with what you say. So it's like a projector, right? So it goes down, it comes up, it fires out, and that's where everything becomes wholesome. Everything, and people who have practiced energy, I don't know, Blake, but for me and many people, they feel the peace. They feel the inner peace, the wholesome feeling that nothing really concerns you, even like COVID or pandemic or whatever, and everything sort of comes together. And not only that, you seem to attract wealth as well, right? Which is like wonderful things starts to happen to you. And again, we try to explain and rationalize everything, but sometimes not everything can be totally explained. But we endeavor our best to make it so that so that people can understand and practice and believe more. So yeah, in your case, how has NLG helped you? I mean,
well, that's yeah. Did well, you? What happened was I did my first NLG session, and my wife afterwards. I mean, they're this little 2-minute session. She goes, "Well, what did you get? How was that?" And I go, "Well, I mean, I really." Instantly, the intuition that what I got from creator about the whole thing was like instant and very, very vivid. And I got that this was an energy that was it was a very loving energy, a very joyful energy. I felt that with it, and I felt that I could feel how it was actually outside of our the karmic system of our planet. It was something that was like untouched by that. And so that's very important in terms of like I think I've heard that like, well, Einstein talked about how when you want to solve a problem, that you need to approach it from above the level of the problem. So the level of the problem for most of us here is the fact that we're on the planet and we're enmeshed in the planetary karma, in our own in that dirt, that all the issues that are all enmeshed there. And if you could actually access something above it, but actually I was thinking about it when I was on the plane, how like being, whether it's in an illness or an issue or a conflict or whatever it is, into that karma, it's like, imagine if you're stuck in a tar pit, right? You're stuck in this tar pit and everybody else on the planet's in that tar pit too. So they're coming along to try to help you. And like when you're in a tar pit and you start to move, you just get more and more enmeshed. You're stuck down in it. And that's what karma is like. It's very difficult to work with karma. It's very difficult to break it up or to change it. But with NLG, it's kind of like this, from another level, you have like
it's this universe. It's
helicopter. Yeah. Imagine this helicopter and this rescue crew coming down. And they're like, they're
It's
the
above,
energy
it's above the planet.
it's
It's
above,
above.
and it
Yeah.
can lower a cable down and pull you up out of the, you know, and actually puts a solvent down to kind of wash the tar off of you and pulls you up out of that muck.
Yeah.
So because karma is like that, and this energy seems to be from outside of the planetary karma, therefore it isn't affected by it, and it's able to just go in and change things so fast, whether it's fixing an illness or manifesting a job or a house, a relationship, all of those things, because whatever you have set as your intention in here, when the NLG comes in, it's so intelligent and so loving, and it wants to help you with all that. The creator wants you to have what you're asking for.
Yeah.
It's all, and that's all left up to free will with whatever intention you will set and ask for. But once you do that, it's all there. So I had all these different things that I was trying to manifest, and I just briefly started to work with the NLG, and I sensed that I think this is great, and we can do these sessions so fast. And so I started to work with myself, and very quickly I was working with some other people and sharing the energy, you know, because I did the class with Mr. Lee very quickly within like a week of that, where there was the Saturday, and then they did the class, and I just started working with it all the time within myself. And I started working with other people. And the next thing, and at that time, my wife and I were looking for a house. And we've been looking for one for a long time, and it just seemed like something that just could never happen. It was just so difficult. And now with the way the market is, and I don't know if it is in the world, but it's certainly in the US, our housing market's just completely crazy, and
I know.
so much competition, and the price is going crazy. And we were just like
ballooning. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So it just seemed we were at this point of impossibility, but we can't, but we're doing the NLG. And the next thing you know, I think when I was working with the NLG, I started to put that intention in there about manifesting the home. And because we saw a home that we liked, right? And I thought, well, I'm going to put that in there. You know, like when I do I altered, you know, it's like I asked to connect to the NLG, energy source, divine creator. And I said, for manifestation of our new home. And I mean, I asked for this, and I got really clear, and we already had the address and everything. So I started every day when I did what I was doing, self-healing, stem cell simulation. And I said, and to manifest our new home. And I put that in there. And I had a few other intentions that were obviously getting more clear as I was noticing that, and something just told me to put that in there. So I did that. And here it is. I mean, a few months back, it just seemed impossible. We have our new house. It is the house that I focused into the NLG. I got new jobs set up. I mean, it was like everything transformed in such a perfect way. I can't even, you know.
Yeah, I know, Blake.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, that's the word. It's amazing. Well, I guess there's a lot more coming, you know, from you. So at this point, we just want to pause for a while, and don't go away. We will introduce Mr. Lee, who will share with us the energy and the love. And after that, we'll come right back to you and continue with this interview. Is that okay, Blake? Mm-hmm. So, all right. Thank you so far. It's amazing what you have shared with us. And Hakao, would you like to introduce Mr. Lee? But before that, maybe explain a little bit about the sharing of energy by Mr. Lee.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. James and Blake. It's wonderful to listen to your conversation. I can't help to looking forward to listening more to that. And so for now, we're going to invite Mr. Lee to come out to transmit the energy to us. And before we're going to do that, we are going to play a video that helps explain how you are going to receive the energy. So essentially, whatever thoughts and emotions, negative thoughts and emotions you might have for the moment, just put them aside and be relaxed, be open, and let the energy work its wonder. Thank you very much. So now let's listen to the video first. Thank you.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our NLG live stream. Mr. Lee would like to send the NLG energy to the beloved audience. When he says start, please look into the middle of his forehead and imagine you are receiving NLG into your forehead. Then just relax and let this loving energy absorb to your body for 5 minutes and 30 seconds until Mr. Lee says done.
And with that, please join me in welcoming Mr. Lee, the founder of Energy.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Mr. Lake. Hi, James. Hi, Hagao. And hi, everyone. Okay, so we're ready for receiving the energy right now. So keep yourself calm and love, all right?
I will keep the timer for you, Mr. Lee.
Yeah, the time it will be 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, I will keep it for you.
Yeah, okay.
Just tell me when to start.
Yeah, we begin now.
All right.
Okay.
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 Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Lee. And we know that you're very busy with your work schedule, but we wonder if you could remain on stage for a few more minutes to take maybe 1 or 2 questions from the audience. And I will have
Yes.
translation if you need to. Okay, thank you. So audience, it's a great opportunity for you now to ask Mr. Lee any questions you might have. And please type in the chat box and I will screen and ask Mr. Lee the questions you have. Okay, Mr. Lee, would you like me to ask you in Vietnamese or in English?
Either way.
Either way. Well, this is a simple question, so maybe. So, Mr. Lee, is it okay, this question. Is there any age limit for people to practice energy? And what is the earliest age that one can practice?
We recommend for 12 years old and up. Whatever they have a memory, they can recognize, they can follow the technique, and they can do it.
Great, thank you.
12 years old up.
5 years old, 12 years old and up. Thank you very much. And then the second question is it possible to use energy to heal genetic disease?
Absolutely, yes. But we have to follow the guideline and follow step by step. And we're able to training the people for the couple before they get married. And we're training from there. And we're taking care of it. And energy have so many good benefits for all human. So step by step, we get into it, and we will release information, and they're able to practice, and they get rid of it. Not only one thing, many things. The stem cell does it all. The stem cell is the key to take care of the problem of human illness. So in level 1, level 2, level 3, after level 3, and we will get a special section for the couple who are going to get the baby and able to take care of that problem.
Thank you very much. So gentlemen and ladies, that means that if you want to have healthy life, happy life, you want to have wonderful, awesome, smart babies, enroll into the class 1, 2, and 3, and you learn the technique to help you to have the life of your dream. So thank you very much, Mr. Lee. We know that you are very busy.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Okay, you maintain your live stream today. Yes. And continue, and hopefully we will see you later on. Thank you, Blake. Thank you, James. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Okay, great. And with that, now we'd like to bring back Dr. James and Blake to continue the conversation. Thank you.
Right. Okay, thanks, Hakao. And yeah, Blake, so we're back. I really enjoy your sharing a while ago. So to continue, has that in a way also, apart from the helping you find your intentions, your house, and everything else, have you any health issues that NLG has helped you so far?
It's helped. Well, I did actually contract COVID a little over a month ago, and I mean, I'm always working with the NLG, but then I did get it is a very powerful kind of flu, and so it after a few days, I think I was starting to feel better, and then it shifted back, and at that point, I did reach out to Trina, one of our our group, and she started working with me with the NLG, doing sessions on me at least 2 times a day. I think she may have been doing more, but I mean, I was on Zoom with her 2 times a day for a good part of a week. I think we did it almost 5-6 days or something, maybe even 7 days, and then I was really starting to feel better at the end. But so that was the first time where I was really, somebody else was really working with me in an intense way, with something that I was actually experiencing. Because mostly I can't say that I have a lot of physical issues that I've been working on within myself. With me, it's more about the manifestations that I look for in my life, and it's about me finding things that help me better to help other people, because I didn't even share about any sessions that I've done with anybody else, because there have been some remarkable things that have happened there. And I did want to share that. I mean, there was a woman who worked with me. I think she only did 1 session, because I had actually made a video where I was just describing the energy, and I actually shared it in a video. And she watched the video, And 2 days later, there was no more pain in her body. But the thing about it was, we're talking intense pain. We're talking, I can't get out of the bed, so much pain in her back and in her body that she'd been seeking for a couple of years. She'd been going to doctors, chiropractors, and getting no relief. She watched the video one time. 2 days later, she realized that the pain was gone.
Wow.
And it's been gone. I
That's
mean, she was like, so, I mean, it's like, the NLG is truly an amazing thing if you just, and it's so simple. I mean, from just a little 5-minute session, her chronic pain that had been plaguing her for a long time went away. And I had another friend who watched, I think it maybe even been the same thing that she watched, and he just watched the video and he came back and he said, oh, I meant to give you feedback, because he had various pain in joints and his knees were really hurting him. And he said, he says, it's a lot better. He said, it was almost, and then after a few days, it was like gone. So, I mean, I've had things like that happen with people. And I'm sure there's others that don't even share, because you put, when you put stuff out like that, they forget about it, because that's actually the beauty of a healing session, is that you might have all this stuff going on in your mind. You're thinking about an illness, you're thinking about your pain or whatever. And then all of a sudden you're not in pain anymore. Your joy is in, and you're enjoying your life. You're like, oh, you're having an interaction with your wife or your kids or your family and your friends. And suddenly you're just happy and you're just enjoying your life. And you forget that you ever had any problem. And so with something that's so simple, I think there's something really powerful about it being such a short session, is that you set your intention, you do that, and it's just like a laser. It's a big flash. You do the short session, and then you forget about it. And forgetting about it is actually really important too, because too many times people get locked up in asking. It's like you have to stop. You got to say submit, and it's done. Like you give it to the divine, and you have to. That's why I think my little exercise where I like to say, put the keys in the divine's hand and say, you drive. You have to have some kind of process to break it. I mean, to have turned it over. And so the NLG being so short and so simple really works well with that need for just focus your intention, give it to the creator, give it to divinity, and then let it go.
I think you have to feel and also believe that it's going to happen. And I guess if you keep asking, is it going to happen? When is it going to? You start questioning. You're going back into the subconscious and your past that created the problem for you in the first place. So you have to put your intention and actually believe, because when you leave it to the creator, you believe it's going to happen. You believe the so-called miracle is going to happen to you, and it happens. You don't even realize it, because you stop feeling the pain, you stop feeling the discomfort, and so on. So yeah, I'm with you in relation to that, Blake. I believe that is how it should be. When we ask for something, we should actually believe in it, and it works miraculously to a lot of people. But when you are in a journey of energy and with NLG, you will begin to understand, and it's something which very hard to explain, but when you are feeling it, your frequency level becomes higher and higher every day as you practice 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And a lot of things which are negative, it doesn't bother you. And a lot of things, it sort of heighten your capability of seeing things that you never see before, and you feel the peace. And that's what I believe right now in this pandemic, everyone needs to feel the peace, because the peace, if it's not there, it's going to create anxiety, fear, and all the negative emotions that's going to overwhelm you. And I've heard also when we interviewed the lady in France, that she said a lot of her friends are going through process of, seeing psychologists to help themselves in France. And I believe it happens in every country. And this is something that we wish will go away, but unfortunately is creeping into our very doorsteps. And it affects not only the health, but also financially to a lot of families out there in the world. So NLG, I believe, is something that can truly help everyone. And all they need is just to keep an open mind, keep their hearts open, come and enroll for our class, which is last call for today, right? In a few hours' time, we'll be sharing class 1. So in parting words, what would be your advice for people?
There's one really clear thing is that I get from all this is that the primary thing in the universe is free will. So we have the choice to live a divine life or a very human life. We can have a life of limitation or a life of miracles. And so we're working with the Creator. This is our choice. So if you turn your mind to mundane earthly things, then you'll live a mundane earthly life and you will have to solve all your problems yourself. But if you choose to connect to the Creator, you can live a divine life and that's the choice. And NLG is one of the simplest and best and easiest paths I've ever seen to living that kind of life. And who doesn't want that?
Yeah, who doesn't want that? That's a good one. Really, I can't help but to really thank you, Blake, for coming forward and share so deeply. I guess, from the bottom of your hearts, you really want this information to go out there. And this is a lot here. I think, this video hopefully should be replayed and people should listen to you again and again and what you have shared. Yeah, we really appreciate your coming forward to share with us. And I hope that to our viewers, those of you who are watching NLG live stream for the first time, do enroll with us because it will change your life. It will change the way you feel, the way you look at things, the way your body reacts and everything else, even the transformation, not only to you, but to your family and loved ones. So we all have good intentions here at NLG. All we are asking is for you to keep an open mind and an open heart and come and join this NLG journey with us. So Blake, I would like to say thank you. And I would like to also say all the very best for you, your wife, your family, and continue the good practice of NLG. And I'm sure it is very, very rewarding for yourself. So thank you, and well, do come and join our journey and enroll for the class. What else can I say? Okay, Hakao. So anything else you would like to add, Miss Hakao? I think you're on mute.
We lost. You're muted.
Yeah, she's on mute.
I think the audience, just like myself, would love to listen more to Blake, but unfortunately, we are running out of time. So I think we might have to bring back Blake back at some point in the future. But for today, on behalf of Energy team, thank you so much for everyone for watching, and please spread the word, support others by sharing this information to them. Thank you very much, and wish you all a very nice day and nice evening wherever you are. Thank you very much, Dr. James too. Bye bye. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.